Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Megan, and I am actually back making a video. Isn't that crazy? I figured that I should do a video, do a book haul video, because over the last 2 seasons I went to a few independent bookstores and I bought some books, so I thought now that we're into fall it would be good to look back on spring and summer. So I have a little collection here that I feel like that I want to go through, not that I feel like I want to go through it. I mean both. I feel like I want to and I want to, so I'm going to do that today. So let's just jump right in. Just noting that any of the books that I got obviously on Independent Bookstore Day back in April, which was in spring, I already did a video for, so you can find that already on my channel. I think that's the last book haul I did. So it'll probably be below at or on the screen somewhere at the end of the video. So if you want to check that out, check that out. But yeah, this is for all the other bookstores that I went to. So let's jump in. So in March. In March, we went to a bookstore called the Batner Bookstore. They are located in Thornhill. And I bought One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest by Ken Kesey. I mean, the famous movie with what's his face? So famous, I can't remember his name. What was his name? I can't remember. Jack Nicholson. I got there. I actually don't know if I've seen the whole movie. Now that I think about it, I've never read the book. This book is coming up in my classics, so I'm looking forward to getting to that. If you've been following me along on social media, like especially Instagram, you'll know that I'm currently reading Les Mis right now, and that's going to take me till probably the end of the year. So anything else that I'm going to be reading will probably happen next year. But this is on the list, and I can't wait to get to it. So then, the next bookstore that we ended up going to was in April, I want to say. Yes, I think it was in April. We went to a bookstore called Bookends. They're located in Erin, Ontario. And I bought The Other People by C.J. Tudor. So I've read 2 of her other books. I loved The Chalkman. I think I need to reread it because when I read it the first time, I completely loved it. I rated it 5 stars. And then her second book I read, which was, The Taking of Annie Thorne. I thought it felt very much the same as The Chalkman, so I didn't rate it as high, and I haven't read anything since, which was in 2019, so I'm looking forward to seeing what I think about this. I think I'm going to read this, and then I'll reread The Chalkman, and go from there, because I don't want it to feel the same. Like, I don't want to have the same experience that I did with the Annie Thorne book, so we'll see how that goes. My phone keeps falling asleep. It's annoying me. Alright, then in May, we took a trip to Paris, Ontario. This is the second time we went there. The first time we went to the Dog-Eared Cafe, which is a cafe and bookstore. But when we were there the first time, this bookstore hadn't opened yet. They opened in November and we were there in October. So this time we went, they were open, and they're called, what are they called? They're called Riverside Books. And that's where I bought On Writing by Stephen King. I mean, this is going to be way later in my Stephen King project. I am moving quite nicely, at a nice pace, because I've had some shorter books. So I'm hoping to be in the 90s very soon. I'm still in 87, I think. But I know this is from the early 2000s, I think. Did this come out in 2000? No, that doesn't sound right. Now I'm like, I need to know. Oh, it did come out in 2000. Look at me, I know everything. No, I don't. Yeah, so I look forward to getting to this one. I mean, it'll be very interesting to read after I've read how much, I've already read like 25 of his books, so it'll be very interesting after I read another, probably close to 25 books. So, then in June, I went to the book wardrobe. The book wardrobe? Yes, the book wardrobe. That I've been there actually a few times. This is my 3rd time going there, and I highlighted them, I think, back in 2020. They were the first ever independent bookstore I ever went to at the start of my project. So it was so nice to go back. I mean, it's silly because they're located in Mississauga, which I'm like, is not far from me. So it's like, I don't know why I don't go there more often. But I saw that they had, oh, you can't even read it. But this is Paradise Lost by John Milton. I've been looking for this book, like, everywhere, and it's been so hard to find, and I don't know why. So I was so happy when I saw that they had a copy on their website, so I said, no, we're going, and I'm going to go pick this up so I can read it. I've read this already. My thoughts are on the blog. I liked it, but, I mean, I think I rated it 3 stars, because I just didn't get into it. I just, you know, I wish I understood it more. But, no, I bought this, and it was okay. It was okay. Then, in August, yeah, big jump, June to August, we went to a bookstore in Ajax, Ontario, called New Friends Bookshop. That's where I bought The Paris Apartment by Lucy Foley. I've seen her name, and I've heard that good things, so I picked this up. It was like $2. So I picked this up, and I'm very intrigued by it. So we'll see how that one goes. Then, actually, like 2 weeks ago now, we took a trip to Port Perry, so the end of September. And we went to a bookstore called Books Galore, where I bought Elevation by Stephen King. It's so small. It's probably the smallest book I think he's ever written. So, again, this is one of his newer ones. The bookshop had a really good selection of Stephen King, but I already own most of it, so this was like one of the only ones that I didn't have. So I was like, I guess I'm picking this up. I mean, I think this one's from like 20-something. 2018. Okay, I thought it was more like 2020-ish, but it's not. It's 2018, but when I get to it, I get to it. Then there's a second bookstore that's also in Port Perry, and it's called Willow Books, and I went a little crazy because they had a lot of classics that I've been looking for that I haven't been able to find. The first one being Ivanhoe by Sir Walter Scott. I look forward to reading that for my classics. The second one being The Go-Between by L.P. Hartley. Again, for my classics project. Can you even see it? I can't tell if you can see it or not. Then the third one being The Last of the Mohawkins by J. Femimore Cooper. Also for my classics. These ones are like decently sized, so I feel like they'll go by quite quickly, but again, I'm not gonna get there for a little while. And then for my own reading pleasure, actually this is a bigger book than I thought, I bought The Sentence by Lewis Erdrich. I like the cover, okay? The cover's really pretty. It's really I like looking at it. I've seen people really like this book, so I'm very curious about it. So, I hope I like it. I mean, I might not get to it for a little while, but you know what? It is what it is. And then the last book and the last bookshop that I have to talk about is a bookstore in Uxbridge, Ontario. They're all in Ontario. And they're called the Blue Huron Books. And I bought myself The Seventh Veil of Salome by Sylvia Morgano Garcia. I'm still trying to collect all of her books. It's actually really hard. Like every time I always make sure to look for her books, and it's always the same ones. I always find the same ones. I'm like, I already own those ones. So it was really I was really happy that they had this one, because I don't own this one yet. I haven't read any of her books for a little while. I think last year I had so many of them that I had to read, and I read them back to back almost. So I'm really excited to dive back into one of her books because I really do like her writing. So that, can't even see my other hand. Those are all the books that I have recently purchased in the last few months, lots of months. 6 months, I guess, ish. If you read any of those books, let me know in the comments below. But that is all I have for you guys today. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I might be actually, I'm going to be finishing the Tommyknockers, I think, this month. So I might be back sooner than I thought. So until then, thank you for watching, and please like, subscribe, do your thing. I forget how to do an exit, and not an intro, but an outro. I forget how to do an extro. Anyways, thank you all for watching. I hope you have a great day. Bye!